Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have a 12 by 12 scrapbooking project here today for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop and blog. And I'm going to be working with the Pink Fresh BU collection. So I'm just showing you here that collection cover, or the cover from the 12 by 12 paper. And what I did was I took this particular patterned paper and I cut it from a free cut file over at scrapbookandcardstoday.com, I think is the website. It's from the Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, and on their blog or on their website they have some free cut files, and this is a cut file that was designed by Nicole Nawasad, and I can't remember the name of the cut file, but if you're interested you can go over there, you'll see it. They don't have a ton of free cut files, but they have some. And this is one of them, and I just really liked it. I thought it was kind of cool, and I just took that pattern paper and cut it out with it, and now you can see that I'm adhering that down to a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to trim that down a little bit, and then I'm going to mount this up onto another piece of patterned paper from the BU collection, just to create a little bit of a frame around my layout. Now this layout came together pretty quickly, as layouts often do when you're using a cut file. And I didn't do a ton of sort of mixed media or anything like that with this. This came together pretty quickly. And I do have, if not all, most of the BU collection. And it is a really pretty collection. I really love it. I love the color palette. It's so gorgeous. And I just really like the greens and pinks and corally kind of tones. And it's just, it was a lot of fun to work with to create this layout. Now you'll also find in that collection that there's a lot of rose gold. And the rose gold is kind of almost like a coppery rose gold or something. It's really kind of unique and different. And so I will be using some of the pieces with that foil and that kind of tone to it here in this layout. So you can see that I'm still just kind of trimming up the little bit of paper around the outer edges there, just so that I have room to put that frame on my layout. So I'm just going to mount that onto this other pattern paper, and I really like how that frames the whole layout in. Now I'm going to take some of the 6x6 papers and I'm going to mat my photograph here. Now this photo is, I think it's a 3x3 photo, and pardon me, I'm going to put, I think it's 2 or 3 layers of pattern paper behind the photo. I just really liked this particular pattern paper directly behind it because it just is a really pure white with a little bit of a pattern on it. And I just like that neutral. I think it looks just nice and clean behind this black and white photograph. So you'll see me just do that layer, and you'll see in a couple seconds here, once there's a transition on the video, that I actually have a couple of other layers behind the photo. I won't actually show you that I've done that because it's just the same process over again. So I'm going to take that photo with those couple of layers behind it for the mat, and I'm just going to actually adhere that down to a doily, and that is going to be my focal point for the layout, which is obviously my photograph. Now this photograph is a picture of me with a bouquet of flowers. These are some flowers that Jordan sent me on Mother's Day. And if you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. And if you're wondering who Jordan is, he's my son. He lives a few provinces away, and he is studying to achieve his master's in applied science, and we don't get to see him very much. And so he actually was not home last Mother's Day either. He was traveling. And so I'm really hoping that one of these Mother's Days soon, I'll actually get to see him in person. But anyway, I really love the flowers that he sent me. He was so thoughtful, and the flowers were all just really pretty tones of pink and fuchsia, and just gorgeous. So I wanted to document that here today. And I think I've actually maybe scrapped this photo once already, or I will be scrapping it in color so that you can also see, so I can also see the color of the flowers. But for this particular layout, the purple did not go well with the color palette for this collection. And I wanted to use this collection. I haven't used much of it yet, and it's really gorgeous. So this is a really great way to make sure that you can use any picture with any collection, and that is to print the photograph in black and white. And I love black and white photos anyway, so this is good. This works. So I'm just going to take the rose gold puffy alphas, and I'm going to spell out the word spoiled, and I'm going to use another set of puffy alphas from this collection as well, or from this release, I should say, from Pink Fresh. They came out with a whole ton of puffy alphas in a bunch of different colors, and I will use those as well in kind of the orange tone. So you can see I've created that cluster in the bottom right corner, and that was that whole cluster is kind of centered around that chipboard camera, and the chipboard camera is from the chipboard sheet, or one of the 2 chipboard sheets that come in a 9x12 sleeve. And I love the chipboard from this collection. It's really cool, lots of really neat images or pieces. And so I really wanted to use this camera here, and I've got one of the epoxy wooden buttons in the lens of the camera there. Now I'm just taking a stamp from, I think it's maybe from Felicity Jane or something. It's just from my stash, and it says happy, and I'm stamping that onto that little tab there, and I stick that just at the top of my photograph there. And you can see that I've used a few of those little wooden buttons from the collection as well on the layout, as well as some of the little puffy stickers from the puffy sticker sheet. And I think I've got some puffy florals here and there, as well as some of the die cuts from the collection as well in the different clusters on the photo and then in the bottom right corner. Now what I did was I just did my journaling on my computer and printed that off, and I cut those into some really thin strips. I'm going to glue that down using my tweezers and my fine line bottle. I'm going to glue those down, and then I think I'm just going to add one more puffy sticker or a piece of chipboard underneath that, and my layout's going to be finished. So this did come together, like I said, fairly quickly. I really love using a cut file on my layouts, and I know that the Scrapbook Nerd shop has tons also of free cut files, free downloads in the shop. If you just go over to the shop and you look for free downloads on the left side of the first page of the shop, and there's a bunch of different options there as well. So, and this collection is gorgeous. I love working with a collection just because everything matches up so nicely, and you don't really have to worry about figuring out what to put together for the collection. So this was not a difficult thing to do, for sure, with all of those pieces. And yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't fuss with any mixed media or anything on this layout, so it did come together quite quickly. And I like the title. It says One Spoiled Mama, and that definitely describes what happened to me on Mother's Day with these beautiful flowers. They arrived at work and everyone was like, oh, who are they for? Oh, they're for Mari. Wow, lucky girl. I love them, and they lasted for a really long time. Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed my layout, and I hope to see you back at my channel another time. Bye-bye.